but I think we should begin. My name is John Cazares. I'm on the executive OCMA of the OCMA, Ontario College of Math Association. And we started working on our May PD conference and so on too, and more information about that coming. So stay tuned to that. So that's going to be during the, it's during the week of Victoria Day week in May, up at the same place at Fair Resort.
It's the week, it's after.
The weekend, yeah.
Is it?
It's
not?
It's the Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's basically like, it's after the, it's after the Victoria Day.
Oh, okay, well, thank you.
Right after.
Right after, that's right.
Okay, so I'll just have to remember that. No, well, we always have to do that. Okay, so what I'd like to do for tonight, thank you for coming out. It's very dark evening. It's driving the 407 in the dark. But,
earlier.
yeah, I have class. So I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight. And what we have for tonight is Sean Isles from my colleague from Mohawk College, background in sociology and sustainability. This is where he comes from. But he's really branched out. He's gone and he's just done all, in the car, he's just went on and on and on about all the things that he's involved with, the entrepreneurship and so on too. And I think you're going to talk a little bit about that today.
I'm going to try to stay away from that.
No, but he's sort of up and coming at Mohawk College in terms of that. And I guess he's sort of developed an interest in the area of gamification, and he's become sort of an authority and the go-to guy for gamification, gamifying courses and so on too. And I guess in this sort of the bio that he has here, many words, been at many conferences and so on too. And I guess we're just lucky to have you here. A little talk here before the nerds. So Sean?
Yep. All right, thank you. So as John was saying, yeah, the last few years have been kind of really crazy for me, being flown all over the world to different conferences and things like that, mostly because of the skills that I acquired through trial and error that I'll show you here today. So I tried to change up my presentation. This is supposed to be orange, but it's purple. So if any of the colors look weird and wacky, I apologize. It shows up orange on the screen now. So there's a little bit about myself. I'm very friendly and easygoing. If anyone ever needs any help or wants, some information, you can contact me at sean.college.ca, or if you're Twitter friendly, if you're a tweeter, at SustainProv. I'm really quick with this stuff. Obviously, it all goes to my phone, but it also, if I did my course, it pops up on my course, on my Twitter and everything's on there. So a little bit of history about me. I came into educating the same year that Mohawk College adopted its learning management agreement with Brightspace, D12, which is now the Brightspace platform. So I really don't know teaching without it, which really plays to an advantage for me, coming into my career and utilizing, the tool that would almost define the rest of my career for the last 5 years. So I was given this course. I came to Ocma College as a sociologist and environmental sustainability professor, and they had created this sustainability course that was not doing so hot. It had a 50% student withdrawal rate before I took it over and gamified it. Once I gamified it, I reduced that to 25%. It's a significant change in one year, 2 semesters. Before gamification, the success rate was 63. Afterwards, it was 83% of all students that came in would successfully move through the course. Obviously, I don't think that this is because of my charming presence at the front of the classroom, but because of the tools that I put into play that allowed students to have some agency in the course, but also keep them interested. Give them something that they're working towards rather than just that grade, right? Because most students don't get caught up in a course and become invested in a course just because they love reading the textbook, right? You got to give them something else. in my opinion, that would be gamification. What I want to do first is clarify what gamification actually is, because a lot of people use the term incorrectly. A lot of people assume that gamification means you're putting a video game in your course, or your course is a video game. That's not the case at all. So gamification is actually the use of game design elements in non-game context. So if you think of your credit card, they give you points, or extra points, or whatever. Anyone that's got a card in their wallet right now has some sort of point system attached to it, where the more you spend, the more points you get, and you can get something for free, go to a movie, or buy a really bad sweater off the website. This stuff exists in every element of our lives, right? And if you think of education, just in the way that it's been set up for the last, however hundreds of years, it is gamified. There's point structure, right? You start with nothing. Some educators like to say that you start with 100% and lose grades as you move forward. Pedagogically, I would disagree with that. Really, you should start with nothing. You come in clean. And as you move forward, you start gaining points, right? So we've just tagged, we've used the terminology kind of backwards almost. So we say grades, you should be aiming for 100%, right? Really, we should be giving our students multiple chances to get things right, and multiple ways to gain grades, not just one. So through gamification, in my courses, I've used elements of the learning management system to leverage this idea. How many people here are using Blackboard? Well, and the rest are Brightspace D2L users? Is there anyone that's other than those two? Okay, so all of the tips that I'm going to talk about today, I use Brightspace as an example, but everything is usable in Blackboard as well. Blackboard actually has a really nice experience points set up if you try to gamify, where you can change your actual grade to XP rather than grades. So the maximum XP might be 100,000 experience points, and instead of a grade, you're actually gaining points, which is cool. I wish D2L had that. So what does it mean? This means that there's no game when you gamify, as I said earlier. So you're adding elements of gaming logic. Simple ways to do this with Brightspace and other LMS and ILPs. LMS being Learning Management System, and ILP being an integrated learning platform, which is what D2L calls a platform. So I'll clarify how to use Brightspace to gamify your delivery, but remember, everything that I'm talking about can also be utilized in Blackboard. So how do we gamify? There are three common ways. This is a disambiguation. Gamification does not mean that there is a game in your course. Gamification means that you're using game logic. Bonuses, point systems, levels instead of modules, right? Just changing the terminology that you're using in your class. And then challenges or bosses at the end of each level. If you think of a video game, how many people have played a video game? Less of you than I thought. So at the end of each level, there's some sort of challenge, whether it's a puzzle or some boss you need to beat strategically somehow. I like to think of my challenge quizzes as that element. And then there's game-based. This would be when you have your entire course as a game. And I have some experience in building these things at Mohawk as well. So this would be simulations, gaming simulations, and role play. So game enhanced is where you use a game for students to apply the information they've gained in class. So they would learn, they would review, and then they'd prove it by putting that knowledge to practice within the classroom, within a gamified environment. So using custom games or apps. So when we look at gamification, here are some elements that are really, really easy to utilize in your course when you're building out material in a learning management system. So leveling by the use of release conditions is probably the easiest tool you could possibly use to gamify your course. How many people build a course and just everything is shown, every single module, everything is there for the student to get into right when they get it, right? So I started thinking about that. I used to do it too. Until I started asking my students, like, do you like this? Do you like having the buffet in front of you? And most of them say they get confused. They don't know where to go. There's so much stuff. They click on it, there's all these PDFs. And it's crazy unless you're really, really rigid on your dates. And even then, you know, they might have one module, they open it up, and they've got 40 dates that they've got to manage, and it's insane. So, with release conditions, what you can do is break down the release of your course. And a lot of this comes down to clever course design. So in my course, I'm going to read this to you because it's a little bit difficult to see, a little bit easier on this screen. So I have my course broken up into basically read, do, and challenge. That's what I do, right? So they read the material, and then they're going to do some sort of activity with that material, and then they're going to be challenged by a challenge quiz. The students only see one thing at a time. So when they first log into my course, if you look at the very, very top, it says start here, course information. All this does is it tells them how the game works, right? You're only going to see this start here module until you pass this quiz with 90% proficiency or more. And all the quiz in that start here module does is say, what's the professor's extension? How many drop boxes are there in this course? Is there a book for this course? Is this course fully online or blended? And it's a contract almost between me and the student. When they pass that with 90%, they can't say, oh, I didn't understand how the course works. I didn't understand how to contact you. I didn't know where the material was, because they passed the test. And I can go back and look and say, look, you scored 90% because you've moved on in the course. So don't pull that with me. And that's where the game kind of starts. They get to know the flow of the course material right from the first module. Once they pass that quiz, if this is a little bit bigger, you can see the first release condition that I use is received greater than 90% on the quiz navigation quiz. So the minute they get 90% on that, it's auto-graded, the next module opens. But all they'll see is the background material, right? And they'll know because they passed that quiz. I know they know that once they read that background material, the next part is going to open up, which is the first activity. So this course has 7 weeks worth of, or 7 modules or levels with 2 weeks of work in each module. I did that because the first time the course was developed, it was 14 weeks, 14 modules. It was crazy. I mean, I don't know if you've ever read about sustainability, but it's incredibly depressing. There is tons of information to get through. So, you know, I cut the information that the students were getting in half, made sure that they were getting the most important material, in my opinion, and built it out in a flow. So they do the background material. The minute they read the background material, they unlock week 1 activities. They do week 1 activities, submit it to the Dropbox or do the quiz or whatever the activity is. And then immediately the second week's activities are going to open up, and it continues to open that way. So now, utilizing this unlocking strategy, when students log into the learning management system, they're going to see the last thing on their list, and they know that's where they start. That's where they left off, because nothing's going to be open below them. So when they get to the challenge is there. It's not graded. It's a study tool. However, I do attach bonuses to those challenge quizzes. So the challenge quizzes are the hardest questions that I could possibly think of that cover all of the material in that module. There's 10 questions, randomized to 5, and all the answers are randomized. So if they work together, they're going to get different questions, the answers are going to be randomized. And really, who cares if they work together anyway? It's ungraded, and it's just for study. So as long as they're getting the right answer, that's what matters to me. By the end of the entire course, they've gone through 7 modules, 7 challenge quizzes, with 10 questions each. You don't have to be super smart in math to figure out the 70 questions that they can go and study from for the final. Right? So they've got a giant review, a repository of 70 questions that I'm not going to use on the final, but that they can study from. And they're the hardest questions that I can think of. So if they can answer those, they'll do fine on the test. So instant feedback. When classes get big, it gets incredibly difficult to contact your students and make it seem personal. Sometimes I feel sad about doing this, but in other times when I see that I have a class of 160 students in Introduction to Sustainability, I think, thank goodness for intelligent agents. So intelligent agents, that's about half of what I have running in my class. What these are their bots, right? They're emails that are triggered by the student's actions. So when a student gets 100% in your first attempt on the first checkpoint, there is a pre-written message that instantly goes out to that student. It doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m. It says, congratulations, Michael. You scored 100% in your first attempt on the quiz, and for that, you get this bonus. Continue on with the checkpoints, because every time you get 100% in your first attempt, you'll get another bonus, so on and so forth. And there are bonus marks attached to those bonuses, right? It's a funny video, you'll see one in a minute, with bonus grades. Not all of them have bonus grades. Some of them are just like, way to go. And then like, oh, let's say no, the next time there could be more bonus marks attached. So this is a really awesome tool that's available on Blackboard and Brightspace. They have, I do a 7-day reminder because I teach online a lot, and as most of you know, Mohawk College is 100% blended. So at least an hour of every single course I teach is online. So it's important that the students are accessing this. So if a student doesn't log into my course for 7 days, they get an email from me, just a nudge that says, hey, it inserts their name. Says, hey,